Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. Today we are doing something new and we are starting wine cap mushrooms in one of our raised beds today. And I'm so excited because mushrooms have been a thing that I've really wanted to learn and get a good grasp on. So I placed an order with Cascadia Mushrooms, and I'll include their link in the description. But I ordered their wine cap, which in this packaging, which is packaged specifically to be able to grow outside in your garden bed. So you can grow it like in a wood chip border. You can grow it in hay in your garden beds. I actually am going to set this up in one of our old wooden raised beds, and I'm going to mix this with mulch and kind of do like a lasagna type of situation. And hopefully we'll be able to get some mushrooms here soon. I'm thinking probably in like 2 to 3 months. I have a book that I've been reading that I am utilizing their instructions to build this mushroom bed. So this is not the only thing that I ordered from Cascadia. And they also like tell you what to do to get this started. So it says to mix the contents in a wheelbarrow of wood chips or composted mulch. Spread the mixture as a top dressing in a vegetable garden around fruit trees or other perennial landscaping. Water 1 to 2 times during dry weather. Mushrooms typically fruit spring through fall. So these instructions are a little bit different than the book that I have, but I'm gonna do it. They're very close to the same like instructions. So I am gonna mix this with mulch and then do like layers. So the book didn't say to mix with mulch. It said to do a cardboard layer, then your mulch, then your spawn, then another layer of mulch, then another layer of spawn. So kind of like that. This one says to mix it with the mulch. I don't think that is too big of a difference, if that makes sense. So we're gonna try the lasagna method as opposed to the like goulash method, if that makes sense, and if you know what goulash is. But anyways, so I also ordered oyster mushrooms from them, and I am familiar with growing mushrooms like this, where you cut the bag open and then you put this in like a humidity dome type of situation. I was expecting them to send a dome. Typically, from the other companies I've ordered from, they give you like the plastic and the dome, you know. With this did not come with that, but I think I have my old stuff from a prior grow. But I love oyster mushrooms. They remind me, they kind of have like a seafoody taste to me, and I love that. So I got a bag and I'm going to try them out. I'm not going to grow them out here, I don't think. Well, here's what I really was thinking. I thought since it's warm out here, the greenhouse is humid, just cutting this and letting these grow in here would probably do really well. However, with the spawning, I don't really want like oyster mushrooms popping up all over here and in planters. I kind of want them to be in one area. However, once I'm done with this block, I will add it to the garden, maybe even the same bed with the wine caps. I'm not sure if that's okay to do, but I will add this back outside after that point, once we're done harvesting from it, and then grow these outdoors. So yeah, very exciting. I have already started prepping the bed. I've got some cardboard down. I need to put some more down, and then we need to start soaking the cardboard and then start putting our lasagna together. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm gonna use this hose to soak everything down. And somebody's doing like cutting grass and doing yard work, so it's gonna be loud out here. You'll mainly just see me doing things as opposed to talking to the camera, just because it is so loud. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this cardboard over and I'll show you the bed. So here's the bed that I chose, and I've already got some cardboard in, and we're just gonna add some more. We're just gonna step on this. The cardboard is to keep out weeds. This will definitely help block out weeds and light for this bed. So I brought my book so that I can tell you exactly what to do for the mushroom bed outside of showing you what I'm doing. Sometimes it's hard for me to verbally tell someone how to do something. It's easier for me to show you as opposed to like whatever. So I brought the book out so I can read you what the book says, and then you can see me doing that. However, let's just read the book. Okay, so this book I actually got from, I think it was 5 and Below, and it's about growing mushrooms, and I like it so far. I've been reading the different mushrooms, and I want to be able to also identify mushrooms and be able to like inoculate my own wood and grow mushrooms, you know, that way in logs. Like I want to learn how to do it all. It doesn't necessarily have to be something I do all the time, but it's a skill I want to learn, if that makes sense. So so this section is growing wine caps, which is what we're doing, and it says the material, so the substrate that works best is wood chips or straw. And then it says that you want to contain your substrate in a boundary. So either, you know, have like logs surrounding your bed or bricks, or like mine isn't logs, but it's, you know, wood, cut wood that we used for our raised beds before. But it says, let me just read you this little bit. Okay. Let me skip. Okay, I'll just read you the whole. Okay, so let me read you this. And it's about choosing your substrate. So it says, the beauty of growing wine cap mushrooms outdoors is that you can utilize just about any organic material as a growth substrate. We discovered earlier that these wonderful fungi straddle several trophic groups and can digest both fibrous materials that have high lignin content, such as wood chips and straw, along with composted materials. Choosing the right substrate material will often come down to availability and costs. My substrate that I chose was free. Where were we? Like many things in nature, diversity creates resilience. So by combining different substrate materials that offer varying nutritional profiles, moisture retention, and structure, you can make a top-notch blend. However, should you only have access to one single suitable material, fear not, wine cap mushrooms can perform on simple blends just as well. Wood chip beds can last up to 3 years as long as you use a high quality hardwood blend. Soft woods such as conifers, pine, cedar, or fir are not advised. I don't know what my wood chips are because we got them free from our local compost area. They're probably a mixture of whatever trees fell down locally during our windstorms or whatever people have cut down. I have no idea what they are. They're all chipped up. So hopefully we've got a good blend in there, and our mushrooms will thrive. Right now, we don't know. Okay, so Having a range of sizes, shavings up to large grade wood chips means that the mycelium will colonize faster initially, as well as take a long time to break down the largest parts. Straw beds have a shorter lifespan but are often chosen because they offer ease and fast results. The straw needs to be clean and free from any, pesticides or fungicides that may have been sprayed on the crops. It is also good practice to always use a high quality dry straw. If the straw has been left for a lengthy period of time in damp conditions, other fungi will already occupy the material. Oat or wheat straws are the most common and are perfect for a garden or a bed grow. We recommend using a mixture of chopped and whole straw. So wood chips and straw are best, but you can also use other materials, but this is really going in on straw or wood chips. So we select our location. We want the location to be, it can be under trees, under cover where it's not going to be in full sun. You want it to be in mostly shade. It says generally an area that is north facing, sheltered from wind, and with a tree canopy above. So we've got that for sure. And then you want a location that you can easily get water to as well, because if your substrate dries out or starts to dry out, you want to make sure that it stays moist. And then there are pictures. This is like story time in elementary school or kindergarten. So there's pictures. This talks about using cardboard, which we did at the bottom. I think you might, let me read this real quick. Yes, a damp layer of cardboard at the bottom to help prevent weeds. And then this is where it tells you to use the lasagna method. So we soaked and laid our cardboard, and then we layer our substrate and spawn like a lasagna. On top of the cardboard layer, place your first layer of substrate, water thoroughly, and then you sprinkle spawn on top of the substrate. It doesn't need to be a thick layer, but it needs to be evenly spread, as this will allow the mycelium to spread more efficiently. And then you repeat that until you get all the way to the top and done. So here's another picture. And this is the lasagna. You can pause to read that if you need to. And then the rest of it, this section is just talking about how to monitor it. If your bed appears dry, water it. If your mushroom bed has standing water in it, let it dry out. Do not add any additional water until it has done so. If you see patches of green or dark spots, large areas of contamination, it's worth getting rid of it. Not the whole bed, but getting rid of that section where you have contamination. White mold like growth throughout the bed. This is the mycelium developing, and it's a good sign your bed's thriving. And then it talks about harvesting. To pick the mushrooms, twist them from the base of the fruit and pull upwards. And then it also talks about preparing your bed for the following year. So there's a lot of information in this book. I got it from Five and Below, so it was probably $5. And it's a decent book. If I can link it somewhere, I'll do that for you guys. But I do want to mention the package of wine cap mycelium, the bag. It's said to mix with the substrate in a wheelbarrow and then place it in the bed. I think that probably was an easier option as opposed to how I am doing it, but do what works best for you. Next time around, I probably would go ahead and mix that in with the substrate prior to, and then just dump it in the bed, soak it, and then it's done. That is a quicker way to do it. The way I did is going to take a while, but that's okay. And because I did the wood chips, my bed is going to last longer than if I did straw. And then every year I'll just come back through, or probably in the fall I'll come back through with fresh wood chips to top off the bed to give it more food. And then I guess if the mushrooms start slowing down production, I can get another package of mycelium and maybe add that back in there. But we're not there yet. When we get to that, when we get to that bridge, we will handle it then. So we're done with our mushroom bed. It looks amazing. Doing it layer by layer felt like forever. It felt like it took eternity, but it looks good. I'm hoping that this bed will last for years for me. We'll do updates along the way, of course, and any changes to this bed, we'll do videos on that. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it inspires some of you to start some mushrooms. You don't have to start it this way like I'm doing. There are so many ways to start some mushrooms in your garden. You can do them in buckets. You can do them like the little pack here, right here, that you keep indoors. Do it any way that works for you, whatever works for your living situation and lifestyle. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next video.